Welcome to the True Sports NBA Finals Show. We are here live. Your host here, Raymond Kingu Jr., and to my left, my co-host here, Musa Maduga from the Franchise Players.
Yes, sir.
One half of the Franchise Players here. And of course, we have a special guest here with us, a guy that's revered as one of the best players in the community. A lot of guys respect him. David Meredith.
Don't forget the Unk.
The Unk. Can't forget the Unk. Unk is in the building here with us. Guys, so much to discuss. We've got the NBA Finals approaching. Well, it's right here, right?
Yep.
A lot to consider as far as both teams, the OKC Thunder and the Indiana Pacers. Both teams have not won a championship since 20, 30 years for some of those franchises. Was OKC in Seattle, and then the Pacers back in the ABA Association. So
before we were born.
Exactly. There's so much to discuss here, but I'm going to go with you, Musa, since you were discussing this on your Franchise Players podcast. What are your thoughts on this matchup, and who do you like in these NBA Finals?
Yeah, absolutely. So really, the matchup comes down to who I think is a deeper team, and for sure, I'm gonna have to take the OKC Thunder. I mean, They have more wing defenders. They have the MVP of the league right now in SGA.
Yep.
J-Dub, one of the most highly touted young stars in this league, who's going to become a superstar at some point. We're just waiting to see that happen. They have too many pieces. They have great defenders. They have championship pedigree. A guy like Alex Caruso. Yeah, I like them a lot. Them a lot. They are my favorite. I don't think the series is going to go on very long, but
how many games?
My prediction would probably be about 6 games.
6 games?
Probably about 6 games, yeah.
OKC and 6?
Yeah, I think that the Indiana Pacers, though, they've been surprising everybody all playoff run, right? They've been coming out and upset and upset and upset after upset. So at the end of the day, I'm not going to count them out, although I do feel like OKC is a stronger team. I'll take them in 6.
Okay. Well, it has been a Cinderella story for the Pacers, especially because of the last series with the Knicks. Shockingly, they were able to get past the Cavs as well. But Unk, I'll go with you. Obviously, Moose went with OKC. Are you feeling the same way?
I'm going OKC. If you look at the numbers, Lou Dort, Montreal, shouts to Canadians.
Yeah.
There's 4 Canadians playing the finals.
Yeah, that's right.
Lou Dort shuts him down. They did the data research. For 122 possessions, he holds Halliburton to 8 points.
Wow, yeah.
The Pacers only win when Halliburton scores 20 or more, So
you feel that, Halliburton may not be able to figure out a way around the OKC defense in this series?
No, because even if Lou Dort has an off night, you run into Alex Caruso.
Yeah.
Won a championship in 2020 in the bubble with the Lakers, so he knows how to win.
So do you feel then that was probably the issue with the Knicks, with the defense? They didn't get much from Josh Hart and OG, and Halliburton went crazy. He pretty much did whatever he wanted.
The Knicks did get a lot from those players, but when you're playing 48 minutes, he ran out of gas.
I think that's probably some of the things that I was discussing even with our producer here, Brett, about the Pacers have been shocking everybody. So for me, I would agree with both of you with the fact that OKC is definitely the deeper team as far as depth, especially with their bigs, because who's going to guard Chet? They've got a lot of guys. This way, Isaiah
Hartenstein, yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one to pronounce.
It sounds like Frankenstein, but you
put
Hart in front of it. Put Kevin Hart in front of it, and like Harkenstein.
And he's like the OKC bigs are going to be a problem for the Pacers
because they can shoot, they can spread the floor, they can get in the paint.
That's right.
Yep. So that's kind of where I'm kind of going at, but I still feel like that the Cinderella run is not over for the Pacers. I think they're going to shock a lot of people in the NBA Finals, and they're going to be able to get a game or two from this series and possibly make it into a Game 6 or possibly Game 7.
I see the NBA allowing them to win one game at home.
Right.
And then it's over.
Well, we'll just have to see. We did get the referees announced, Scott Foster, on that as well.
Scott.
couple of referees that, you're going to have some of those calls go your way. And of course, when we go into calls, we discuss SGA with the free throw merchant that he's just skilled. Labeled as.
He's just skilled. It's just like when James Harden had that run, when he was averaging like 40 for a stretch. He's just more skilled.
Right.
Work on your game.
Yeah,
he's working on his game. He goes in Hamilton. A buddy of mine was at the YMCA.
Yeah.
Shay's in there, shut down the gym.
Yeah.
He's just putting in that work. You guys are just not getting better. That's it. Simple.
And I think that's a huge point, because a lot of his free throw disparity hasn't really changed over the years, Musa. I think that's kind of where folks are not understanding that SGA's been doing this. He's been getting to the line, and he's been doing it. It's just
major media attention.
Exactly. It's just glorifying and more magnified now because
Absolutely,
the OKC Thunder are winning and they're a championship contender.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, SGA has phenomenal footwork. He's great at drawing contact. That's just one of the staples of his game. His game is predicated on getting into the post, the mid-range area, operating in isolation, and he's one of the best at the game at doing that. And at the end of the day, people can be upset and call him a foul baiter because at the end of the day, the NBA is the one that's enabling him to do this. Just like as Unc mentioned with James Harden, he's just a smart player, knows how to draw the contact, so you can't knock him for doing so.
Well, you can argue he's a superstar.
100%
Michael Jordan,
MVP.
Kobe Bryant, they all got to the foul line. Look at the percentages. They all got to the foul line. Matter of fact, Shay's favorite player is Kobe Bryant, so there's a lot of Kobe-isms and Mamba mentality in his game. And the fadeaway, step through, post, that's Kobe.
A lot of similarities in their games.
Same height, weight.
And that's one of the things I think you mentioned off air, about Pascal Siakam and the similarities with Scottie Pippen as a number 2. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that? Because it was interesting what you mentioned, because I don't know if I agree with you, but high praises for Pascal.
So Pascal is right behind Scottie for the 1-2 punch in the finals. They're ahead of LeBron and Dwayne Wade, so that should say enough for you. So
when you say we're ahead, you're talking about Halliburton and Pascal?
Halliburton and Pascal.
Ahead of Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen?
No, behind Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, but they're ahead of LeBron and Dwayne Wade.
Got you.
So, Spicy P is a certified number 2. We got to put respect on his name. He's the Eastern Conference Finals MVP for a reason.
That's right.
A lot of you guys are in the comments out here online saying, well, why didn't Halliburton get it? Because Halliburton had a 6-point game. Halliburton choked in games. There was a game where Halliburton didn't score in the first half, and it was all Spicy P. So put respect on Spicy P. Spicy Finals, Eastern Conference Finals MVP P. Shout out to Toronto because we gave you your team.